Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Lee here from Pedalboards Doom, and we're bringing you this week's news. There is so much really cool news this week, so let's get on with it. First off, though, I've got to say, if you like having the news brought to you every week, give us a little sub, and we'll bring it to you. Right, first off, we've got the Keeley 2-knob compressor. So I spoke to Rob Keeley about this, and he is so over the moon with this. It's so cool. What they've done is they know that a lot of people find it difficult to dial in compression, so they've gone ahead and taken all the really difficult bits out of it and dialed them in really nicely for you, and then just left you with two knobs to get it just how you like it. It's just almost like plug in and play. It's based on one of their old compressors, like their first pedal basically, and that's because it's 20 years of Keeley. 20 years of Keeley pedals. Just like, happy birthday, guys. Big congratulations. And absolutely fantastic. Really love that. Next up, we've got two huge releases from Boss. So that's probably why you're here if you're a newbie. We've got the IR200 and, oh my god, the SY-200. I'm so excited about it. I really am. So the IR200, let's get this one done and out of the way. And by no way or shape or means is it lacking at all. This is fantastic. What we've got is, it's like a cab sim, but it also has like 5 amps or 8 amps in it, which range from clean amps through to like Fendery sounding amps, and then high gains and classic sounding. So you've got your Fenders, your Marshalls, your 5150s and these sort of things, if you imagine. A bit like they use on the Katana, I imagine. You've got 3 bass amps in it as well. So you plug this into your board, or you can use it a bit like I'm doing now, so I can sit here and I can record straight to it. What's really nice is they've kind of aimed this a little bit at streamers, so if I wanted to get a new pedal and show people what it sounded like live on our group, I could do that with this. It's not the only bit of kit that does it, but it's really, really cool. It's got hundreds of IRs. It's got a bunch of IRs as well from Celestion, which is pretty damn cool. It's not like they've just said, oh, our IRs are the best ones out there. They've given you, these are what we think are the best ones out there, and that includes IRs that don't belong to us. You can upload your own as well. In terms of competition, we've got probably the closest bit of competition to this would be the 2Notes Cab M Plus, which now has the amp section in it, where you can swap the valves and these sort of things digitally. However, though that is in pedal format, there's no foot switch on it. There's only one knob on it which you press and you go through the menus, and there's lots of menus on it. The IR200 has most of the main controls, even like things like the reverb. You can choose between 3 different types of ambience, and you can dial that in via the front panel. And that's really, really great. And I think that's where this comes in handy, being able to switch between cabs on the fly. So, that's not something you normally do, but it's really interesting to be able to, like, mid-song, oh, okay, I'm going to change to a completely different cab because I want an AC30 sound now, rather than having the Marshall sound at the beginning. Who knows? The only reason we don't do that is because we're limited by the ability to do so. So it could be really, really cool. Oh, not the table. Good for luck. It looks absolutely outstanding. If I do get one, I will bring you a demo of it and show you, maybe an unboxing, these sort of things live. It just looks fantastic. Moving on to the SY-200. I've been begging Boss to release one of these for probably years now. Since the SY-1 came out, it was like, okay, that's a fantastic pedal. It's got 121 different tones on it, and then you can adjust the tones themselves, as in like the treble and bass and the dry mix and these sort of things, dry and wet. But with all that functionality, why is it I can only dial it into one tone? Why has this not got MIDI? And then they brought out the RV5, which I've got on my board, and that's a compact pedal with MIDI in and out. And I was like, yes, please bring out an SY1 with MIDI. and they've brought out one better. They've brought out the SY-200, which has a ton of presets which you can call straight from the pedal, and you can also use MIDI as well. I've seen all the videos on it a couple of times because this is probably going to be my personal pedal of the year, and it looks amazing. One of my favourite things was one of the guys dialed in a pad sound, and then he was playing over it, and then when he pressed his MIDI switcher, he had it set up to change the key that the pad was running in. So basically he was like using it almost like you would bass pedals. That's so cool. Yeah, it was super cool. He's got an arpeggiator in it, so you can get all those music sounds. Yeah, it's so exciting. I can't wait. Oh my god, it looks utterly amazing. Yeah, so super stoked by that. We've got these running at, I think, 32-bit processing or floating point processing, and that's great because that's the same as the GT 1000 core which I use, and that is amazing. So yeah, it's not going to be as tweakable as the SY-300 and the SY-1000, but when it comes to synth, it's hard to dial these things in sometimes, and the SY-1 just did such a great job of giving you, it almost spoon-fed it to you with like all these 121 great tones. But I know if I had the SY-1000, I'm not going to create 121 great tones in it. I'm not even going to create more than 10 great tones. I'm going to create like 10 great tones and then like spend ages doing that. So the fact that I can go through the SY-200 and go, okay, like here's 171 in the new one, great tones that I can choose from. I know I'm going to find something I like in there, and then I can tweak them. It's got more tweakability. It's got more expressions in, so you can ramp up the speed or ramp up the depth and get that wah sort of sound. It's amazing. It's absolutely perfect, and thank you so much, boss, for releasing this. Thank you. Alright, I should stop kissing their ass now and move on to some other news. So Zander, our friends over at Zander Circuitry, have released a new version of the Junipero. It's the Junipero 2. It's their modulation, their big modulation pedal that has like 4 different presets on it, and you can save. It's kind of in the realm of the DL4 sort of idea. You've got 4 switches and you can save a preset to each one. It's very high quality. It looks really cool, and it's the name comes from Black Mirror, so that's really cool too. Good old Alex. So yeah, he's upgraded it. It's just better quality algorithms all throughout it. It has a couple of new sounds on it. He's taken away the ring mod and he's added, I think, a through zero flanger. I think that's what he said. But yeah, there are some upgrades. If you did buy the original one, which hasn't actually been out that long, he will be able to upgrade it to the new one for you at a cost. He doesn't know what that cost will be because there are some software parts and there are some hardware parts that need changing. So it's not something you can do just through an update yourself, unfortunately, but it is possible to have it upgraded. Lastly, but no means least, do you remember the Redwitch Binary Star, which came out about the beginning of the year? Well, we've gone ahead and tone captured that on Tonepedia, and it's amazing. I've been working really hard on this, and it's come out just an absolute treat. So yeah, go over, check that out. I'll link it in the description, and you get to go and play with this crazy cool pedal. It's one of the loveliest sounding pedals I've heard all year. So yeah, really, it's like if you took a Rainbow Machine and made it a little bit better, as in took out some of the not so great tones and added a bunch more good tones, because the Rainbow Machine's wonderful, but there's a lot of in between the wonderful tones that isn't so wonderful. This is almost the opposite way around that. So yeah, amazing. Right, see you all next week. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.